Hey everyone, welcome to Jojo's World.
Why, Merry Easter.
We're recording this on a glorious Easter Sunday. Glory be to him, praise him.
It'd be a glorious Easter.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
The Roman legions came out in swathes and were like, we did it.
We have court and compromised to a permanent end, Jesus, who is called the Christ. I'm Liam S. Smith, one of your co-hosts.
And I'm Nick, the other one of the co-hosts. Wait, that's not what I say. That's not what I say at all.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's good.
You got, top mark, not top marks, but, 90%.
Look, 8 out of 10 words,
8 out of 10 countdowns.
Yeah.
I'm Liam, and this is the 24th episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean, which is the 176th episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as a whole, covering chapters 693 through 696 of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure manga by Hirohiko Araki.
We are careening towards 700 very quickly.
This is the final episode of the second batch of Netflix's Stone Ocean.
And we kind of are doing a jailbreak, but probably not.
A jailbreak occurred, and the name of this episode is Jailbreak.
Yeah, but it's like they didn't actually leave the jail.
There was no, heist sequence of them being now distract the guard and watch out for the security cameras and crawl under this box for a while.
I guess they are literally distracting the guards, kind of.
Like giving them memento disease.
Yeah, but it's just like...
Nothing about cameras or anything else that we know this prison has.
Nah, none of that. No Charlotte, so...
No Charlotte. All right, Charlotte. Yeah, they're about to leave through the main gates, and the warden shows up with a Charlotte in each hand, rips off his shirt to reveal he's super jacked,
and he's got another Charlotte on each.
This is my stand. Good as Charlotte.
My God, it's his final form.
It's a crocodile that fights you. That's his stand, which we've already done in this story, but it was an invisible corpse.
But now it's like every Charlotte is just part of the stand, right? So you have
every Charlotte is part of the stand.
Yeah, so each Charlotte is just
you mean the puppets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
not
so
just
it's
everyone named Charlotte.
Well, I don't want to rule anything out here. Other than our patrons, Liam, who I will rule out right now by saying that we still have some.
Wow.
I know. Can you believe that?
I can.
After all this time.
After all we've done for them.
After everything that we believed in. Everything that we sacrificed for them.
Yeah. Our lives, our jobs, our good names.
Our mental well-being. And our physical well-being. Let me tell you, we still have patrons out there.
Wow.
Giving us money for no real reason.
Thanks.
Moving
on.
Particularly this week's patron, Timu.
Timu. Is that League of Legends character? Timu?
Yeah. Timu is Teemo's younger brother.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of.
He's like...
I wasn't doing a bit.
He was a young rapscallion. He was caught up in the equivalent of Detroit in League of Legends.
Which is?
The green bit.
Sure, yeah, the jungle.
Yeah. He was brought up in the jungle.
Like Lord Greystoke, a.k.a. Tarzan.
What? Is that his actual name?
I think so.
Oh my God. Wait, is that the name that they give him when he goes to London? It's like, he's Lord?
No, it's like his parents, Lord and Lady Greystoke, died in the plane crash that left him to grow up in the jungle.
Oh shit. And thus he became Tarzan.
Yeah.
The one and only.
King of the jungle.
King of the jungle. King of the monkeys. Or king of the gorillas.
King of beasts.
King of beasts.
King of fighters, too. Available now.
Thank you, Timu, you beautiful bastard.
Nick.
Yeah?
Shut up.
Why?
Because the time has come for me to share
No.
some words of wisdom.
Yes.
From my very good friend, close confidant, and kind of a crazy weirdo, Hirohiko Araki.
Can we get him on the podcast as a guest?
Here he is now.
Hi. I heard that you guys were recording.
Perfect English.
God,
and I sound just like Liam.
If it turns out that Araki can speak some English, and he still talks the same way as he does as an author's notes in English, I'll be immensely happy.
Here's what he has to say. For research, I went to the city of Orlando, Florida. It's a city full of theme parks, and in that regard it's quite strange compared to the rest of the world. In short, I'd say that it's a city where people's hopes and dreams have taken form. Even the weeds and puddles seem to have been planned and constructed, and all the people walking around seem to be happy. Usually that kind of thing makes me anxious, but it actually felt like a place where I could calm down and relax. Hiroyuki Araki, big fan of Orlando, Florida.
Apparently just a massive fan of mundane
Is that like
Orlando,
Disney?
Florida.
Is that Disney World location?
Maybe. I'm not sure. It could be. I don't think Disneyland's in Florida, though.
Disney World. Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida.
There you go.
Fuck you.
Just filled with theme parks. Everyone loves Disneyland.
Everyone loves theme parks.
Everyone loves a roller coaster ride. Except Tom Scott, who has a fear of roller coasters.
Who's that?
He's a YouTuber guy.
What does he do? What's his whole gimmick?
He's like edutainment, I guess.
On what subject?
Well, random like infrastructure and
Oh, okay.
and like
Is he Defunct Land?
no, he is not Defunct Land.
Oh, okay.
Although he has a weird adjacency to Defunct Land, I guess.
Okay.
Where he'll just go somewhere and be like, I remember when this was going to be the future of technology. But now it stands here as a monument to mankind's failure.
Oh man, like Ozymandias.
Yeah.
The
Except
Breaking Bad episode.
this is a child I took from my wife. And today I'm going to tell you about why I'm right. Looks at baby. I may have made a very big mistake.
Nick,
Yes.
this episode, jailbreak. Ellipses.
Wait, were there ellipses?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Jailbreak.
Oh, no wonder my predictions
Metal
are so
Gear.
off.
Jailbreak. You know, that's how you say it.
Yeah.
We open with some very important coordinates. Some of the most important coordinates you'll ever hear in your life.
These might be the coordinates that I will never forget ever again.
Oh yeah? Then recount them.
28 degrees longitude and 84 degrees latitude.
You know, you were surprisingly close.
Damn
You
it!
did get the latitude and longitude flipped, but you were
Okay.
surprisingly close in terms of the numbers.
Okay.
North latitude, 28 degrees, 24 minutes. West longitude, 80 degrees, 36 minutes.
Classic.
Heaven will appear there. And more on that at the end of the episode.
I can't believe I have to wait till the end of the goddamn episode to talk about this. But that's fine. That's fine. We'll get there. We'll get to that. This pure insane theme park.
We do a quick whip around to, remind everyone that Pucci's leaving the prison. Jolene's got memento disease, as does Emporio.
Yep.
And Mew Mew, aka Muccio Mueller, is like,
Yeah. Everyone loves Muccio Mueller.
yeah, I'm the head guard of the prison secretly.
Which makes no sense, but makes perfect sense, I guess.
Elaborate.
Well, like, if no one can remember who the head guard is, I guess it makes sense that she can just become the head guard. But like,
No, she is the head guard.
I know she's the head guard, but it's like, if she was going through an interview process, like, why are we here? It's like, you're going to give me the head guard?
People can remember her identity.
I refuse. I refuse to believe this.
It's just like she was disguising herself as an inmate for last episode for no reason, really.
Yeah, true. True. Unless it was like her day off and everyone's like, hey, Mew Mew.
And here are my
day off.
CVs. I'll just pretend to be I'll hang out with the prisoners who I love so much.
Why don't you go home, Mew Mew? I just like it here, you know?
Jolene is in the prison movie-torium, ruining movie night.
As she is to do.
There's this guy.
He looks like a dark Columbo.
No, he doesn't.
But like, sure.
That's not what Columbo looks like.
No, but it's what Columbo would look like in like a dark universe, you know?
No.
He's got like
Maybe if they remade Columbo today and cast someone entirely too good looking, that's what Columbo would look like.
Yes, if they got
Like how they got Kenneth Branagh to play Poirot.
Who's Kenneth Branagh?
He's a director. He directed Thor and Hamlet, and he was Poirot in Murder on the Orient Express.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, you don't even know who he is, so why do you have an opinion?
But directors getting actors jobs, I don't know. But anyway, there's this guy with like a tiny little thin mustache.
And he's like, something's off. I've got to do some movie stuff. And Jolene just keeps rewinding the same bit because she can't remember.
She's like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this guy going into the building? And everyone's like,
Stop rewinding it. Now I can't remember. Gabagool.
Hey, Babadook, come on, get out of here.
Now there's a couple of bits of trivia about this sequence that I want to share.
Okay.
This is from one of the famous manga/anime differences.
Oh my god.
In this sequence,
Do we know what this movie is?
I was about to say,
Ooh.
in the manga, she's watching the real-life movie From Hell, which
Hell.
I'll talk about in a moment, which stars Johnny Depp, and in the manga she does name drop Johnny Depp.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And also, as people yell at her, she starts going like, she's going on, hang on, I'll see if I can pull up the quote.
I wonder if this is the same From Hell that I'm thinking of.
Jolene is passing through the movie room, and a bunch of prisoners are watching a particular movie, and see if you can guess what it is.
Okay.
She says, "Hey, I know this movie. I saw it 1,000 times when I was a kid. Bruce Willis is actually dead and he's a ghost. That's how it ends."
And then all the prisoners just go, "What the fuck,
Yeah.
dude?" Oh my god, amazing. Now I'm gonna go ahead on a limb and say this is the, is this Iron Man 1 by any chance, maybe?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
So she's what?
There's a bunch of people watching Sixth Sense
Yeah,
in a sequence in the manga of this episode.
Yeah.
But apparently, according to the Jojo wiki, the movie she is rewinding over and over again is From Hell, which was
Was this the Alan Moore graphic novel?
about Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Oh.
But that's famously what someone who wrote one of the purported Jack the Ripper letters signed it off with, From Hell,
Oh.
Jack, or whatever.
Oh. Never knew this.
From Hell is a 2001 period detective film, loosely based on the graphic novel of the same name by Alan Moore and Eddie Campbell. Well, you sure showed
if
me.
It isn't the consequences of my actions.
The film stars Johnny Depp as Frederick Aberline, the lead investigator of the murders and of Jack the Ripper, and Heather Graham as Mary Kelly, a prostitute targeted by the Ripper. Nick, what do you know about Jack the Ripper?
Well, he loved to kill prostitutes because they were easy targets.
Yes.
They were on the streets, and so was he.
Speculated to potentially have been a man with medical training of some sort.
Due to his almost clinical-like killings.
And I think the likely implements used.
Some kind of saw, scalpel stuff.
I can't remember the finer details.
All I know is he killed some people, and most of them were prostitutes.
Yeah, in Whitechapel. Which is
which is a...
kind of the Camarocho of its era.
So... So I was literally about to say, Whitechapel is a deathcore band, and now all I'm thinking is them being like, "What up? We are Camarocha."
Jack the Ripper rips off all the clothes on his upper body to reveal his huge tattoo of, what would be a western, of like Dracula or something.
What? Of like his stand Dracula, or just a tattoo of
A
Dracula?
tattoo of Dracula.
That he just happens to have
Like a big
on his
Yakuza back tattoo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you. But like, does that mean he's part of some gang that's just like, yeah, we've all got cool, weird monster tattoos?
Well, because everyone in Yakuza has tattoos of like creatures from Japanese folklore.
So he's Jack the Dracula.
No, he's Jack the Ripper.
No, but you know how we've got like Kiri the Dragon because he has a dragon tattoo?
Yeah, but no one else has a literal...
Oh, I guess they don't call him like the Koi.
No.
No, that's true. But still, you could have like, I'm Jack the Dracula.
Why don't you just say Drac the Ripper?
Drac the Ripper. Hey, I'm just thinking someone has a mummy and they're like, "Hey, what up? I'm Mumford the Mummy." You're like,
Yeah, fuck, everyone in Whitechapel Yakuza has like universal monsters on their back. So Frankenstein, and also Frankenstein's monster.
Oh my god.
They'd have like a brother relationship,
Yeah. It's
or
like
a father-son relationship.
it's the side quest from Like a Dragon where it's like, "Oh, this is my pet Frankenstein. He's a docile beast, never gets out of his cage."
He's getting out of his cage.
No, don't worry. Well-trained monster. Who would be the werewolf? Ooh.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know if these are made-up people we're talking about.
I know, but it's like,
who would be the werewolf? We don't have any real people in mind.
anyone from Whitechapel will do. Like Wayland. Wayland the Whitechapel werewolf, He's got like the werewolf on his back. This is a great bit and I refuse to let it die.
Jolene is kicked out of the movie room, so she goes to the library to read some comics. And with a very particularly familiar-looking art style.
So I jumped out of my seat because it's Oingo Boingo 2.
Yeah, so it's basically Oingo Boingo comics. Congratulations on your publication in English. Oingo or Boingo or Thoth. the Stand.
But do we know if Thoth is controlling the comics? I mean, probably not, but still.
I'm not going to recount this comic beat by beat because it seemed kind of lame.
Also, I have no clue what I was getting at.
But there's a huge Frankenstein's monster on the couch next to Jolene, who is reading her own book of comics, laughing at... So I saw an Akita in person for the first time.
A what?
It's a breed of Japanese dog. It's fucking huge. And up close and personal, I was like, this thing's head is like twice the size of my head. And that's what this person's head is like.
Hang on, have you got a photo of this dog? 'Cause
No.
I can't, picture in my head how big its head would have to be.
I mean, I'll show you a photo, but it's not going to be like banana included for scale.
No, but, yeah, but a Shiba for scale. That is a chufty boy.
Yeah.
That is a large fucking dog. Jesus Christ. An American Akita.
And that's what this woman on the couch reading comics is like. And Jolene's like, what the hell? I don't get this comic at all because she can't remember the setup.
Yep.
So she leaves.
Away from the large
No, she just looks up into the middle distance and says, oh, why did I come into this recreation room? Looks down at her hand, sees her reminders. That's right. I'm in a predicament.
You know when you're at work and, you kind of look away for a second and then you look down at your hand and go, oh, that's right. I'm in a predicament.
Yeah, I remember that all the time.
Capitalism.
Yep.
We're in. Okay, anyway.
So she's like, okay, the stairs down there lead to Emporio's room, which is where I'm trying to get, but there's so many guards around today.
No.
And who's this
Fetching fishnets and
familiar person?
ratty blonde hair.
Yeah, around the corner reading a book.
So I think this is an amazing bit.
Yeah, so Jolene looks at her palm, and the lower half of it is obscured by the fingers in her other hand as she reads the note to herself. And the top half says, if anyone
looks at you funny.
If anyone keeps looking at my left hand, don't hesitate. And then she unveils the hidden text and it says, just punch.
Which is great life advice.
Yep. And since this, we know it's Mew Mew, keeps looking at her hand, she just punches, but she's already gone. So there's a foot chase. I don't know where all those guards she was wary about have gone. But they chase each other through the prison. And Jolene eventually sees 1, 2, and 3 location markers for prison hallways. And forgets what she was running for, why she was chasing Mew Mew, that she was chasing Mew Mew, and then she hears angry guards coming and is like, oh no, I was the one being chased.
And then she swears she sees 2 guards coming. She goes down a different corridor and sees another 2 guards.
Oh no. And then she looks back and there's only 1 guard coming in that first way.
And she's
because it's stupid. And we see one of them memory dementia dust away.
Yeah. And literally... She's
the back half of this whole stand battle hinges on the fact that if you look at 4 people, you can only see 3 of them.
No, it's for anything.
Yeah, but it's always applied to people.
Yeah.
Bullets once. But,
Which has only come up now.
It's taken to the logical extension that if Jolene, as she does later in the episode, has Mew Mew bound by her stand, and then looks and sees 3 other guards, she'll look back and...
Mew Mew's gone.
She'll A, forgot Mew Mew's there, but B, won't be able to see her right in front of her.
Yeah, because she can't remember.
So stupid.
It makes perfect sense.
Really strains credulity. It is a magical power, I guess, though.
But it's so dumb. I love it. There's a certain something about embracing the sheer stupidity of this insane setup.
The guards round the corner and they're going to shoot Jolene for no real reason. But she's not there. And what she did was unraveled herself and put herself on one of their backs.
No one can see on his back that Jolene is there.
And she looks at her hands like, oh yeah, I need to find Emporio. And he's just down those stairs. Great. I finished that stealth mission.
Well, that was weirdly easy.
She finds Emporio repeatedly electrocuting himself. She falls in the electrocuted water but uses her Spider-Man powers to zip out.
Yep.
I don't think they ever unplug the computer though.
Well, I mean, they do destroy it at one point, but...
And we finally get a closer look at the image of Mew Mew on Emporio's computer. And it's revealing that Mew Mew is the lead guard of the prison.
What? But then why was she masquerading as a prisoner in the last episode?
And from this point on, Mew Mew has taken off her orange, intestine-y sweater, jumper, to reveal her
coat,
her pink non-regulation prison guard uniform.
Interesting.
The reveal, which was kind of brushed over.
Again,
Like,
nonsensical.
I feel like neither you or my partner, who was also watching, really reacted to
Well,
that.
I think given the incredulousness of what's going on already,
And
this was like the least ridiculous thing of the entire episode, where it was like, oh, this is the lead girl. Like, oh, so that she has a job. Okay, all right.
she's not just a prisoner.
Oh.
She's not just a prisoner weirdly obsessed with keeping everyone in the prison.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, I'll allow it. Miu Miu reveals that she allowed Jolene to...
Find Emporio.
Yeah, so that she could follow...
Into Emporio's domain.
Yes.
Through the wall. Into the electrocuted water.
Yep, everyone's just passing through his special ghost room. Look at this pop art he's got on the wall.
Damn,
That's some classic pop art of like a woman making a comic face and a man leaning into smooch.
Oh, you know that she hates it. And that's what made that kind of art memorable.
Okay.
Was that we all were like, is this bad?
Finally, Emporio and Jolene meet up.
Meet up.
They don't meet up or match up. They meet up.
They meet up, yep.
And like you predicted, having 6 effective memories to work with does not help at all. They just go through a loop of talking to each other about the situation.
And they're like, hang on, why did I come here? Oh, Jolene, you're here.
Yeah, so there's a good sequence of like Emporio is working his way through his logic system and like speaking it aloud to Jolene, and we just flash out and Jolene is like on the other side of the room looking up being like, what am I doing here?
Yeah. In a like real kind of like, oh,
and then there's a beat and then Emporio is like, oh, Jolene, what are you doing here?
And it's like, oh, Emporio, I came to, I don't know.
Thankfully, they're saved from being trapped in this eternal purgatory by Miu Miu showing up and trying to shoot them.
Now, the episode from this point on really does go places. And not good places, but fuck is it good.
Miu Miu looms in, plenty of menacing katakana, letting us know that she's menacing. That's what that does, right?
Everyone's like, oh my god, it's Miu Miu. She's menacing.
She's menacing us.
She's basically like stuck through the wall, but not...
It's a little like crack in the wall that people enter through, and she's basically half in, half out.
Yeah, so she hasn't got her foot in the electrified water.
No, smart.
Yeah.
That could have really resolved itself.
She's like, oh fuck. It's like, oh, who's this?
Basically, she's leaning in like, he must have been there and seen my face and heard my name when I activated my stand. Normally I'd let him be, but he's trying to print something out. And I simply can't allow the prisoners of this prison to know that I work for it. Right?
Just the levels of like, what is even going on anymore?
She pulls out a gun and fires 3 shots at Jolene, who effortlessly blocks them. Mm-hmm. But think about those bullets for later.
Ooh. So now they don't have an image of Miu Miu to latch onto to...
No, they do.
Alright.
She's running forward, she's going to beat her up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's just not how that works yet. That hasn't started happening yet.
Soon.
Miu Miu enters VATS mode and is like, but if I had fired more than 4 shots or more, then her memory would have been impaired of the previous bullets. And, in this context, this makes sense because bullets move so fast and, like, it all happens so quickly that if you can only remember the last 3 gunshots, then...
Liam, are you trying to rationalise...
No, I'm saying that this bit of it, compared to people turning invisible, makes sense.
I mean, maybe, but, like, I get what you're going for.
Because you're only going to be able to remember the last 3 gunshots, and bullets are so fast that, like, you wouldn't be tracking them all individually with your eyes,
I guess... But I don't know if I would classify it as memory so much as I'm looking at it. But I get what you mean.
But you can only remember the last 3, so...
Yeah, I get you. But then you would just look at the next one.
What?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You're firing it all at the same time.
Yeah.
You're not doing quick time events.
I get what you mean, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. It's still beautifully dumb.
But I think it's substantially less dumb than the other stuff.
Oh, I don't know. It's equal dumb. It's all equal.
I tell you what is real dumb, though, is Jolene's solution. Because Miu Miu fires off like 12 bullets or whatever.
Yeah.
One of them goes through, gets by her and shoots Emporio in the shoulder and also takes out the computer.
And at that point she's like, you see, you didn't see the 4th
Hang on, what did she say? I don't know why there's a room in a place like this and what a little boy is doing here, but I'm definitely gonna kill him.
Fucking Jesus. Anyway.
Destroyed any record of me. And, Jolene is obviously upset that Emporio's been shot, and Mew Mew's like, but even this anger that you're feeling will vanish with the next 3 pieces of information. Mew, 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 mew.
Wait, is that her snide laugh?
Yeah, that's not how she actually laughs, but if she was a One Piece character, that's how she would laugh.
I see. Her laugh is just her name repeatedly.
Yeah.
Because her parents named her Mew Mew. And
because of the sound of her laugh.
Yes, exactly.
And she's a Pokemon. I love the arc of these bullets. There's basically a quick still of Mew having fired 1, 2, 3, 4,
8 bullets
5,
or something?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bullets at Jolene, and they're all coming from slightly different angles. So if you think that through, she was basically waving her hand in an arc and off, all firing at Jolene.
Just a big. It's like a cricket bowler decided to shoot everyone, but in that direction.
Yeah.
But they're all curving as well, and you're like, it's like a hand coming in for the fun clinch.
She very quickly gloats. You won't be able to see more than 3 of the bullets that are currently flying at you.
And yet, Jolene punches them all.
And how does she do that, Nick?
Well, you see, the reflection in the puddle is just one image.
That's right. It's all about chunking, a psychology phenomenon that makes memory easier.
All my psych learning. Just
I am being sarcastic, but it's not entirely wrong.
I mean, it is, but that's fine.
I see the logic.
I also see the logic. The terrible, awful, goddamn stupid logic. But I love it. No, don't get me wrong. It's incredible.
It's JoJo's, baby.
Oh, it's JoJo's as fuck. This is like the level of, what was the really stupid thing that happened in part 1? I know there were a lot of them, but it was what was it, the big leaf thing?
The green Hamon leaf hang glider.
Something like that, where we were like, that's the dumbest thing. It's like...
Think about how far we've come.
How deep our depravity into stupidity has gone.
Nick, speaking of part 1,
yeah,
you reminded me of something that I either learnt recently or knew about when we podcasted part 1, but since forgot about.
Something about Whitechapel?
No.
Go on.
Although, of course, Jack the Ripper is famously a villain of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 1, Phantom Blood. Quick sidebar to mention that I overheard Nick talking about hypothetical Johnny Walker flavours on Friday night, and I thought that he said loudly, Johnny Walker Phantom Blood, and I think that's pretty good.
Johnny Walker the Ripper, Johnny Walker Phantom Blood, Johnny Walker Dio.
Did you know there's a book called Luck and Pluck, or John Oakley's Inheritance by Horatio Alger, or Alger?
When was this written? Because this is too close to a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Jonathan Joestar thing.
Yeah, well, of course, famously, the Black Knight Bruford gave him the
exactly
sort of luck and pluck.
But did Araki have some kind of influence on this, as his timeless 1870s self would have, or?
It predates JoJo's, if that's what you're asking. Look at this book. It's clearly old styles.
It's an old book.
It's an old wooden book.
What's it about?
Let's find out.
Let's go on this journey together.
The journey that we call JoJo's World. 1869.
Hitler rises to power.
The hero, John Oakley, is a young man of 15.
Ooh.
He is not tall, but stout and well-proportioned, and noted for being stronger than his peers. He's an admirable horseman and outdoorsman, and known for his frank, brave, generous nature.
Oh, what a good guy.
The foil to this character is his stepbrother and fop, Ben Brayton.
Ben Brayton.
Although he is older by a year and a half, and taller, he is of a slender figure. He dislikes exercise. What is this?
He dislikes exercise, and for that he has a cold, dead heart.
Ben's mother and John's stepmother married to John's father, Squire Oakley, who died 1 week previous. Mrs. Oakley is by no means handsome. She is tall, thin, sallow, and pale-lipped. Despite their faults, she had something of an ascendancy over the Squire.
That's definitely my type, though. Absolutely.
John is threatened because his father's last will and testament left everything to Mrs. Oakley, an estate totaling $60,000.
Ooh, that's like $1 billion now.
Immediately following the death of the squire, Mrs. Oakley replaces all of the furniture in the house and begins to treat her own son as her only son, leaving John out on the doorstep.
John! Wait, John's the good guy, right? Yeah. John!
And I'm sure it goes from there. But I'm already seeing some parallels between that and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 1 Phantom Blood.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they haven't introduced...
I wonder when the vampires come in, yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not saying it's just, a rip of Luck and Plug, but at the same time, it's undeniable. God damn.
Jolene reveals that she is carved in blood on her fist.
That's all the information we get on Luck and Pluck.
Yep.
There's no link to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in any way other than...
It's being verbally referenced in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
But is it actually a reference to it?
It could not be, right?
Well, I don't know. It could just be a huge coincidence.
Intertextuality, Nick.
Oh, I don't
can
like
be
that.
whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, but Memento.
Jolene reveals that she has carved a final message on her fist in blood or in wounds.
In situ. In sucho?
What are you trying to say?
When they do the stitching, it's like...
She's not done that, though.
It's like in situ.
She's done in situ with Find Emporio, but now she's corrected it with blood to Avenge Emporio.
Ooh, that's character development.
Yeah. That's dedication.
That is Araki's fine writing.
Huge punch smashes into the wall next to Mew Mew, who desperately dodges and escapes out the crack in the wall. It's like, now I just have to escape because I've destroyed the computer. Not little realizing that we get a shot of Mew Mew's delicious ass. It's labelled.
That is not what I thought you would say in any lifetime.
I mean, it says it.
It says it.
It's Deli CO.
Delicious.
Where she bought the deli that she bought the pants from.
Oh, Deli CO's. Fine purveyor of juicy...
No, there's a stone-free thread around her utility belt.
Thing, yeah.
So even though she thinks she can escape, she's already been captured.
Oh, no. She's already lost.
Jolene's like, I'll go after her. And Emporia's like, no, you'll forget. And Jolene's like, no, I'll do it.
Now, spoiler.
There comes a time when you have to move forward. And that's now. And then she pulls Mew Mew back.
And she's all like, what the fuck is this string?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Jolene comes out the wall hard and fast. And then we cut to an ad break. And afterwards, Emporio starts going through that same, why am I injured? I have to print something out loop.
And we were like,
I don't have a printer, he says. And more on that later for the climax of the fight.
Just this whole episode.
Oh, and we do get a significant close-up of one of the post-its that was on the side of the computer with a mathematical equation.
Now, this, Liam, if you're
Nick, tell me about the maths of this.
Now, I can't remember exactly what this is, but this
and you're of no use to me.
This is a genuine, bona fide, actual mathematical equation.
And what is that, a sigma?
So this is it's a sigma. It's an uppercase sigma. So from k equals 0 to n, so however large you want to go, you have a subscript k, yeah, so that's just like a value that you have. Maybe it's 1, 2, whatever, multiplied by 2 to the power of k.
And k equals 0.
No.
Yeah.
No.
K equals 0.
Yeah, but then this sigma means it's the sum. So you go a0, 2 to the power of 0, plus a1, 2 to the power of 1, plus ...
But they're all times 0, so aren't they all 0?
No. A subscript k, so it's A0.
I'm going to need you to break this down a little more.
Imagine in RuneScape, right?
Okay. I'm with you.
Imagine you're just like, okay, I'm
chopping wood.
Yeah, you're chopping wood. You've got log 1 and log 2.
Yeah.
Log 1 contains like 2 wood. Log 2 contains like 5 wood.
Okay.
Yep. A1 is 2. A2 is 5. So it's not equal to 0. It's just saying it's like log 1, log 2, log 3,
but
whatever.
K equals 0.
At the start. On the grass. No, but that sigma means plus from here to here.
Okay.
Of whatever this is.
And how does that turn into the solution for this fight?
Into binary stuff. So, this...
Do you want us to wait till we get to the binary?
Oh, please,
okay.
yes.
We'll break it up into nice digestible chunks.
God,
much like binary code does.
Please.
Jolene gets a good punch in on Mew Mew's stand, like breaks its wrist.
And it's all like, no!
And she's like, she's the enemy I'm after. Can't let her get away. Like, wraps up her neck and throat and face.
But she's wise to the ways and calls for help with her walkie-talkie
Yeah,
thing.
she uses her other stand power, control over all guards.
So, Jolene
not a stand power. way.
Yeah,
That was a
Jolene-
joke. If you were going to correct me, you're too late.
Just so the listener knows, I've never seen Liam more aggressive. No, that was a joke. How dare you?
Lead guard Mew Mew is being assaulted. Open the gates.
So these 3 guards show up, and Jolene's like,
3 guards.
we see some memory fog over her face.
And then she looks back down at her wrapped around her lasso, her noose around Mew Mew, and it's seemingly empty, so she lets it fall empty, letting Mew
falls.
Mew go. Because she can't see her, because she's just seen 3 other guys.
Falls
Because that's how
limp to
that
the
works
ground.
now.
Yeah. So she's like, wait, but why was I here? What was I doing?
There's 3 guards coming. I like how she looks so nonplussed in this sequence. She's just like, huh?
Yeah, she's like, wait a minute.
Am I being chased? And then something invisible smashes her in the face because now Mew Mew is just invisible, apparently, and can beat her up with impunity.
Well, there's too many guards.
Now you'll never recall that I exist, she says.
So
knocks her down the stairs, steps on her hands.
And it's all like, well.
The guards are going to shoot you to death.
And then the guards show up. Jolene looks up, sees 3 guards.
But there's like 50. It's like all the guards.
Yeah, because
Guard
Mew's
Westwood is back. Tom Cruise guard is back. No, they're not.
Mew Mew's just like, it's funny that you think there's only 3 guards, and it's basically a Blues Brothers style. Every single guard ever is here.
It feels great to watch you get shot to death, she says.
And she just can't help herself. She's just gloating non-stop.
And I love that you can't see more than 3 guards.
If she just walked away, she'd probably win the fight.
No one can escape my jailhouse lock. There is Jolene's nose is bleeding. There is a significant shot of a drop of blood hitting the floor, but it's not from Jolene. It's from Emporio.
And Emporio's like, Jolene.
From his bullet wound in his heart.
Jolene, I had to give you...
He's fine. Look where his wound is. He's fine.
That's just through the
Heart.
lower shoulder. It's still bleeding, fresh blood. It's fine. It's all good.
Emporio, it's you. Yes, Jolene. I have to print this out for you.
So
He hands her a napkin.
and it's got is this?
It's got some of 2 K alpha K.
No, that's an A. But yep. So okay. So it's basically binary encoding where
Binary. Do you want the quote?
please.
Binaries. These are binaries. Made up of 1s and 0s. I must have computed this. You can print it correctly. And then she does.
Right.
We're going to imprint it in your memory.
Oh. Okay, so if you go back to that formula that we had before that's written at the top of this. So this is what it means. Every single one of these numbers
These 1s and 0s.
is one of the A's. So A of 0 is like the first one down at the bottom. Mm-hmm. And then this, like, A of 1 is the next one, A of 2 is the next one as you go across that way. So if you imagine writing a number...
Right to left?
Right to left. So if you write a number, you go like 263, whatever. This is like the 0th digit, the first digit, the second digit, the third, whatever.
Nick is moving his hands along theoretical columns.
Yep. So then if you have like 1001, it would be 2 to the 0 times the 1, and then 2 to the 1 times 0, and then 2 to the 2 times 0, and then 2 to the
But
3
it's all times 0.
times 1, because it's 1, 0,
Because
0,
the
1.
1s are significant.
Exactly. So that is making a bunch of numbers based on where the 0s and 1s are.
Okay.
Now you might be wondering to yourself, how does that imprint into memory?
Computers?
Computers, Liam! That is computer.
Wow. And how does Jolene know that?
What do you mean? What do you mean? How do you not know? I thought I explained it really well.
Jolene immediately
Immediately.
intuits what all of this means, and I just had it explained to me by someone whose eyes I was looking into, and I still don't understand any of it.
So if she's basically on all the zeros, the string
Yeah,
goes
so we are
down.
seeing this. So the string is traveling along the paper, and every time it hits a 0, it goes below the number, and every time it hits a 1, it goes above the number.
Yeah, just like real life.
Sure. And that, with enough threads and enough paper, there's just this napkin, but with enough numbers and enough threads and enough paper,
gusto.
It forms a color-coded picture where the 1s are black and the 0s are white, like on a computer screen.
Yep, as you do.
That forms a picture of Mew Mew's face.
That's full binary.
And by, I guess the idea, like it resolves itself now, so it doesn't matter, but I guess the idea is that by keeping this image there, Jolene can constantly remind herself who Mew Mew is and what she looks like.
Yes. So if they still have the napkin, they still know who they're looking for.
Yeah, and this allows Jolene to see her again for some reason.
And best of all, this is how all civilizations would come to the same mathematical conclusions.
This is how all civilizations would defeat Mew Mew.
Exactly. By the power of science. I've waited 176 episodes for this moment, and it's all been worth it.
This really is the most math-heavy JoJo part between the prime numbers and the binary.
Just, why is he suddenly bringing in, like, hang on, I've got it.
Araki absolutely read about binary like a week into the Jailhouse Lock arc.
And he was like, oh my god, memory encoding.
Memory is RAM.
Binary encoding. It's like, no, that's not binary. I've got it, Dave, I've got it.
So Jolene, Jolene's pretty cool. She's like, can I consider you my enemy? And Mew Mew is not cool. She's like, she's bluffing, she can't see me. And then Jolene's like, so you are my enemy. Now I've won. She looks cool. She's like, she's got deep shadows under her eyes.
And Mew Mew's all like, oh, fuck.
She's heavily front lit because of all of the rifles with flashlights pointing at her.
Makes sense.
Punches the fuck out of Mew Mew. None of the guards can see that. What's doing that?
Yeah. Fucks the living shit out of her face.
Takes her hostage. She's got a big bloated face.
She's deeply unconscious.
Jailhouse Lock is deactivated on Emporio and Jolene, but activated on all of the guards. Jolene drops those 3 bullets from earlier out of her hand.
Oh my god.
And now they are invisible to the guards forever.
Even as they touch them and walk past, like, excuse me, sorry.
Assassin's Creed, move through crowd, hold B to push people out of the way.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Sorry, get out of the way, please.
They do have a quick conversation with Emporio, like, Emporio, I'm leaving the prison. You should also leave the prison. But I understand that you're scared because you were born in the darkness. But sometimes you have to face the light.
And I said, he's having a friends versus family moment. And you described it as a, what the fuck are you talking about, Nick?
No, he's not. He doesn't have any family.
And I said, the jail is his family. Yeah.
He was born in the jail.
Does he pick where he comes from?
The bars were his playmates. And the other prisoners were his parents.
And his dad was never there for him.
And Mew Mew was his mother as lead guard.
And she also was not really there for him either. Wait, but where's Weather Report?
He's busy. Where's
Anasui?
Yeah.
Where is anyone?
Well, you do remember it was Justified last week. Of course you remember.
He was just like talking to
Anasui is in the medical wing, recovering from his injuries.
Yeah.
And Weather Report has been shut up in his cell, unresponsive, since the stuff in the wetlands happened.
Yeah.
What could it mean?
We can just go get them, though.
Yeah. They leave.
Just casually, just like all the guards. Like,
and they're going to the medical wing to get Emporio's wounds sorted out. And Hermes is like, hey, Jolene.
And they're like, oh, Hermes. Hey, what up?
And I do like as they're talking to Hermes, they just like prop like Mew Mew's barely conscious form like via her chin on the bars.
Just nearby. Just stay here for a second.
I'm leaving. Do you want to leave too? Yes, let's leave Green Dolphin Street Prison.
They look into the camera, noble music playing in the background. Like, way too noble music.
We're breaking out of prison.
Da-da-da-da.
Prison Break, coming soon. Meanwhile, at Lucky L convenience store that night,
my favorite
because Lucky Land was the production company that made the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime.
Classic.
Father Pucci is sitting outside on a bench having a migraine.
And he's like...
He's sweating heavily.
He can't handle the sheer power that he has now.
A woman leaves the store. She's got a big bag of groceries. Like, look at this little freak watching her leave.
That's the store owner.
Yeah, just staring out at the beautiful woman leaving.
That's what Okay, when I worked at the Pines, which is the local deli in the hills, I would do that.
With that many other people still in the store?
You know what, never mind.
This guy's got some boundary issues.
Oh no, maybe he's just the doorman.
Oh, like the greeter?
Yeah, and he's just like...
I get paid sub-minimum wage for this.
And it's like, why? Well, we live in...
America.
Something...
I only recently learned that Americans, it's like not standard to get like public holidays and paid time off.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
It's fucked
Sort
up.
your shit out, America.
Like, it's crazy over there. It's a Wild West, still.
Wow. The home of the Wild West is the Wild West.
I know. Except ironically, the East also is wild.
Props to this though. Look at this big, delicious anime bread.
You'll love a good baguette of bread in anime.
And she's got 6 large eggs in a 6 large egg carton.
And you joked, you were like, 6 large eggs. And I was like...
I did, I joked that.
And then it falls out.
It falls out on a weird angle.
It comes up, somehow, gains buoyancy, and as it arcs down, hurtling towards the tiles, imminent
It's caught
breakage.
by Father Pucci, who's wearing a fancy hat.
Oh, a fancy cowboy.
He takes it off and it's never seen again.
Please tell me it is seen
I don't
again.
think it's seen again.
Oh, fuck my life. So the cowboy hat falls away.
I don't think it's a cowboy hat.
It's such a cowboy hat.
It's just like a wide-brimmed priest hat.
Yeah, a Wild West cowboy priest hat.
And she's like, Father, thank you for catching my eggs.
Well, now that ain't no problem, young
Hey, are you
lady.
feeling okay?
And he's like, yes.
I'm okay. And he reaches out to touch her for some reason.
Well, he's going to put the eggs back, but he needs something to hold on to while he's doing it because he's collapsing.
And as his hand approaches her hand,
her watch goes haywire.
His stand fingers superimpose out of his hand, and electricity shoots out of them into the watch.
Her nails begin to grow wildly.
Yes,
As though-
and the watch hands are turning very quickly.
As though at an accelerated rate.
Accelerated?
Accelerated. That's a word. Accelerated.
Accelerated.
Accelerated. Accelerated. It's the same word. It's the word accelerated. You can say it, you know.
Oh, here's a fun thing.
They weren't 6 large eggs in the manga.
Another manga anime difference. Removed the scene where apparently she's a shoplifter in the manga.
Oh.
And in the manga she has a baby.
Ooh.
And they removed the scene where the shoplifter's baby is affected by Pucci's new power, wherein half of the baby's face appears to be a grown adult man.
Why did they remove that? Why did they remove that? Of all the things to remove. We've had Catman, or Dogman, Dog-Face Man, Human-Face Dogman.
So many Part 1 throwbacks this week.
And yet we removed Baby Man? Come on now. We had Part 3 with
Baby
Polnareff.
Stand?
Yeah. With Baby Stand?
Little baby stand.
Yeah. Polnareff had a fully grown man's face, didn't he?
What? When he was DH?
Yeah.
No, he's going to have a Polnareff face.
Oh.
Baby face.
Oh. Maybe that's the final taboo of JoJo's is...
A man with the face of a baby?
No, a baby with the face of a man.
Okay.
A man with the face of a baby I can deal with.
So he her nails are growing uncontrollably. What's going on there? He freaks out and leaves, and hears her shriek as she looks down at the eggs, which have
fallen
hatched
to
and
the
have
ground.
like little horrific baby eggs.
They're kind of like half aged, half raw.
Baby eggs.
Yeah.
Baby chickens.
Baby eggs. Oh, my favourite. So they're all starting to hatch, but they're still all sort of half raw and still like, oh no, they haven't been, not gestated. What's the word?
Fertilized?
They haven't been fertilized properly. Oh my god.
A stand. White snake is no longer my stand ability. Something else is inside me. But what?
Oh my god.
I feel terrible.
And then he just sort of begins reciting.
Yeah, so he
again.
says, no, this power, it's beyond my control, but this power carries hope.
Oh, that's
I can at least feel hope with this power.
Jesus.
Dio's memory, Jotaro's memory, Dio's meme inside Jotaro's memory.
It's so dumb. It's
North latitude, 28 degrees, 24 minutes. West longitude, 80 degrees, 36 minutes. That's where heaven will be. This
Where
location
heaven?
is
Where is it?
Cape Canaveral. The location is Cape Canaveral Kennedy Space Center.
I need to know if they launch rockets from Kennedy Space Center. I need
Well, Nick,
to know.
let's learn a bit about Kennedy Space Center.
Oh my god.
This is from the NASA.gov website.
Ooh, love a good bit of NASA.
Kennedy Space Center is one of 10 NASA field centers. It's a premier multi-user spaceport with more than 90 private sector partners and nearly 250 partnership agreements. The presence of commercial companies at NASA's Kennedy Space Center is larger than ever before, enabling us to embark on a new era of space exploration. Although Kennedy is the agency's main launch site, the center also is home to facilities that research and develop innovative solutions that government and commercial space ventures need for working and living on the surfaces of the moon and other bodies in our solar system. So yes, it's the main launch site for NASA.
Jesus Christ. We're going to space, Liam. We're going to fucking space.
At last. It's gonna be what I mistakenly thought Part 3 was before I read Jojo and learned it was called Stardust Crusaders.
Oh, man. So, I am New moon, Liam. New moon.
New moon, new pricks. New planet? Question mark?
No, new moon. We're not going to Mars, we're going to the moon.
Ah.
Because didn't he say the moon has to be right or something as well?
It's gotta be the new moon.
It's gotta be the new moon. So he's gonna make a brand new moon.
And he's looking at space, and he's got his big star hair situation, and that's the end of the episode.
We're going to space. It's gonna happen.
How else can you attain heaven?
Exactly. Is attaining heaven just achieving spaceflight? But at the time, Dio was like, there's no way of knowing.
Because he's from the 1800s.
Yeah,
so
and literally Pucci's like, I could tell him
that we've been to the moon.
That we have rockets, but like, I don't know if he knows, and I don't want to be a dick.
What year did man land on the moon?
1960 something.
Okay, so it definitely happened by that point.
Oh, yeah. But like, Pucci would have been like, well, I don't really like the news. It's really depressing. And, it's this constant
kind of apolitical.
Yeah. I don't think the moon landing was real, I think.
Yeah, it was a stand delusion.
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick faked the moon landing.
So, Liam, what a fucking episode.
Yeah.
What an absolute banger of a Jojo's ep.
Highlights and lowlights.
My highlight is really difficult to figure
yes.
out. I want to say my highlight is going to be the binary bit. Just because math. Fucking math.
You're nothing if not consistent.
Exactly.
Like binary.
Well, binary isn't necessarily consistent, but you know.
My highlight is...
this. I mean, look, this is a good app. You have to admit, it's a good app.
I really feel like these last two episodes could have been one episode.
Or no episodes, and we could have just skipped the whole thing.
No.
This is just...
I mean, it's the crucial fulcrum upon which they escape the prison.
To be fair, we didn't need any of this to escape. Well, I guess now we've convinced all the guards that we don't exist.
Exactly.
Yeah, alright. Fair enough.
My highlight is... Jolene, those early moments where she starts to turn the table on Mew Mew, and you see the shock in Mew Mew's face as she deflected those first 3 bullets. She's like, oh no, maybe I'm not invincible and I am going to get my shit kicked in.
Yeah. Oh man, so many bullet moments.
Lowlights.
My low light is when she looks in the water and goes, water is one
I like
true
that.
image. I hate it.
My low light is when she... is when Mew Mew goes invisible for no reason.
Just out of nowhere, it's like, you can't remember me. It's like, yeah, but I can see.
You can't even see me because you're too busy seeing other people.
So dumb.
Mew Mew's like, Jolene, I think you should see other people.
But,
yeah.
Great app. Oh. Unironically, I actually fucking love this because I was having a conversation with, a couple of people last night at a party.
Wow.
That's right. I went to a party, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. And they were they're really into like Brandon Sanderson, right?
He's the name of the wind?
No, that's Patrick Rothfuss. Brandon Sanderson's like Way of Kings, Mistborn, and Stormlight Archives or whatever it is.
I haven't read him.
He's like well-known fantasy author for writing books like
Is he the Mormon one?
Yes, that's him. And he's apparently very good at what he does.
Okay.
But when I read like one of his books, I got halfway through and I was like, this feels like it was written by a 14-year-old. I can't get through this. And everyone was like, you have to get through the book because it all Chekhov guns itself.
Whereas Jojo's feels like it was written by a 14-year-old.
And yet the prose is surprisingly good. So like, they were basically getting like super, as they are to do, super passionate about, it's like, a lot of modern media just doesn't set things up anymore. It's like, you have a Marvel film where everything just kind of happens one scene ago, and it's not like you get the clues as you're going along, and then everything comes back at the very end, and you're like, oh, it was all there. It was all foreshadowed. Oh my god, it's amazing. You know, like that level of stuff.
I'll take your word for it.
Now, where was I going with this?
I don't know.
Yep.
Nick's been...
that's right.
I hit Nick with Jailhouse Lock about a third of the way through that story.
So, they were just like, a lot of media really fails because it's just really dumb. This is the counter-argument, where even though it's really dumb, I'm still like, I'm so fully invested in this dumb bullshit.
It's done sufficient groundwork in getting us to buy into stupid bullshit that at this point we'll accept anything.
I mean, to be fair, there wasn't much buy-in required. But, like, even the level of stupidity in this episode, I'm like, you know what? It's so far down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I am all the fuck in. Like, it's this dumb that I'm like, okay, this is, yep.
Well, Nick, you may be all the way in, but our heroes are all the way out of prison.
Oh.
And Father Pucci is too.
Oh. Hate that.
They're pursuing him as he makes his way to Kennedy Space Center before the new moon.
Ooh.
What will happen next time on Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 6, Stone Ocean, in the episode entitled
We're Off to the Moon.
Bohemian Rhapsody, Part 1.
Part 1? Ooh. Okay, so obviously Pucci's gonna go to Kennedy Space Center. Wait, hang on.
I'm hanging on.
There's more stand users.
There's always more stand users. That's one thing we can be sure of.
Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Okay,
Look,
well,
Nick, is it a simple question?
all right, so
No, it's not.
after this episode,
Yeah.
So obviously in my head, there's not going to be a prison break now because we're going to do it off screen.
Yeah, I mean, that's what this episode was.
Yes, but like I'm a bit like, so are we just going to get weather report and Anasui at any point here, or are they just going to stay in the prison?
It could go either way, really.
Yeah.
Maybe we're done with them.
I think we are, which is kind of like, what? Okay. My God, what the fuck's gonna happen? Okay. So they're gonna be like, where's Father Pucci going?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got the disc. How do we read the disc? No fucking clue.
They have read the discs in the past.
Have they?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're gonna...
You just kind of mash it into your head.
Yeah. And so they'll be like, wait a minute, I need the information, know where he's going. They get the information about, like, these are the words, this is the latitude and longitude, and then they'll be like, oh, he must be heading that way.
Sure,
But
yeah.
on the way, on the highway bit, or the road rather...
The long road stretching between Green Dolphin Street
There'll
and
be a-
mainland Florida.
There'll be a stand user who's like, you fool.
You can't pass my special road.
Exactly. You see... The stand is the road.
Wow.
No, it'll be something like, we have to drive out of here, steal that car, but then on their way, the stand user will be like some remote stand guy who's watching like,
Oh, he's not going to be like
yeah.
a hitchhiker.
No. He'll just be like some guy watching being like, oh, yes, they're on the road. Something will come out of the water and try to attack them. And they're like, wait, but if it came out of the water, we're surrounded by water on all sides. Something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I reckon will happen.
Okay, and why is it called Bohemian Rhapsody? What a stupid question. Why are any stands called anything?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a music reference for a start. But the thing that gets me is that Bohemian Rhapsody has that one bit in it where it says Galileo, who was a renowned astronomer back in
Wow.
who knows when. That's
Who
right.
knows when?
That's right. I remember shit. I don't know what he did, but I remember something about Galileo. So he... I don't want to say they're going to reach the space center for a while.
Okay.
Because I feel like he's going to
It's been built up a fair bit.
Yeah, he's going to try and get to space, but he has to fail in the end, right? Surely he can't actually reach the moon.
Or heaven.
I don't like how you're looking at me like,
He never said he's going to the moon.
but he's going to heaven.
Yeah. On this day, Easter Sunday, he's going to heaven.
Oh, God. So I honestly now think that attaining heaven is just
Going to space.
going to space.
It's a logical deduction.
Wait, does Dio know about cars?
I doubt it.
Okay. Because just something in my mind
I'm going
is
to go
like,
ahead and clear it up for you. Cars never comes back.
okay, all right.
Other than, of course, in the Jorge Joestar novelization where he lands on Mars 36 times.
God, I don't... Ooh. I guess we're not going to reach the Kennedy Space Center for a while, because he is also walking, so... it's going to take a while. But maybe, like, on the way we'll get a stand encounter on the road, then we'll get a stand encounter... Maybe, like...
And who...
I don't know what Pale Snake's going to... Or what Father Pucci's going to do to be, like, find them, because he's having a pretty bad migraine.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, like, where is he getting these stand users from?
Yeah.
So before he was drawing from the prison population.
Yeah. Well, now it must just be, like, random stand users who are like, hey, you can't go this way, you're a prisoner.
Whoop, disc in head.
Yeah. Or something to that effect, right?
What about, like, the law? Are they going to be on the run from the cops because they broke out of prison?
Well, no one can remember who they were.
No, I mean, they couldn't see them.
Yeah.
They haven't had the memory of Jolene and Cujo as a prisoner.
True.
Still exists.
I guess they still have detailed records on their computers. I guess.
No, but like they can remember her.
Yeah. I guess like there might be like a bit with what? Oh no, the old police officer who they got in a fist fight with is definitely dead.
Oh yeah,
he's gone. I was thinking maybe he comes back in like one of those really stupid.
And he's got like a metal jaw on now.
Exactly, and he's like, "You forget American technology." Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll just kind of be like, "We got to keep a low profile. Change your clothes. Change your outfits.
Take off your coats that have the name of the prison on them."
But this is my favorite coat. Take it off. Yeah, I reckon that'll probably happen. A lot of people that are like civilians won't recognize them, obviously. But they'll be trying to keep like a low profile on the streets.
Yep.
But I don't think any police officers are going to find them. I think it'll just be like random stand users.
Sure, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. That might even just be like, I just need to expose you to the police officers. But then that'll never happen. So.
Well, we'll find out all of that and more next time on JoJo's World. But until then, to be continued.